With the recent update, Blue Eyes has gotten a much bigger toolbox, and I think it honestly might be enough to hit tier 1. I have been beating Despia, I've been beating Shaddoll, I've been beating Dragon Maids, I've been beating Sky Strikers, I've been beating other Blue Eyes decks. This deck is phenomenal, and I think it might be a first deck for a lot of new players to go after, and it would be 100% worth it. So, the core of the deck revolves around the skill, of course, Master of Blue Eyes. Part 1, reveal one Blue Eyes monster from your hand and add one Blue Eyes White Dragon or another card that mentions it from your deck. Then send one Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon and Black Luster Soldier from outside your deck to your graveyard. So, new players might be baited into saying, oh, I'm just going to bring Ultimate Fusion to my hand and bring out the Dragon Master Knight, but that's not the way you should be playing it, and 99% of the time, you will never touch Dragon Master Knight. Part 2 is if you control a Blue Eyes monster or only your opponent controls a monster, set one spell trap that mentions Blue Eyes White Dragon. And that works very well for a turn 1 board wipe. Well, at least half a board wipe. But my turn 1 play that I like doing is I like activating the skill, adding Kaibaman the Legend to your hand, and then summoning him out. He can reveal 3 from your deck or your hand, and then special summon a Blue Eyes from your deck or your hand. So then after you have a Blue Eyes in the field, you can activate the second part of the skill and bring out Majesty of White Dragons. And because Kaibaman Legend is a tuner, he can go into Blue Eye Spirit Dragon. And Blue Eye Spirit Dragon is nice because it negates graveyard effects, and if it gets targeted, it can quick effect itself out of there to bring out either Azure Eye Silver Dragon or my personal favorite, the Lightstorm Dragon. And Lightstorm Dragon, when it's brought out, will destroy back row up to the number of normal monsters in your graveyard +1. And Blue Eyes is a normal monster. We also have, the classics, Melody of Awakening Dragon and Ultimate Fusion. I normally use Ultimate Fusion to bring out Blue Eyes Twin Burst in like a tight bind, but really nothing else with that. I like using Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon less as a destruction and more as a way to have another Blue Eyes on the field or the graveyard for Majesty of White Dragons. Because Majesty of White Dragons show up to 3 Blue Eyes White Dragon in your hand, face up monster zone, or graveyard, then destroy an equal number of cards your opponent controls. But it also has a second effect, that you can banish it from the graveyard and send one Blue Eyes from your hand to Ritual Summon, and I like bringing out Blue Eyes Chaos Dragon. And because it's a trap from the grave, it can be popped during the battle phase whenever you need it, so it can help stall you out to win, or just bring this out because whenever this monster attacks, it changes the battle position of everything, drops its attack and defense to 0, and then it inflicts piercing battle damage, which has honestly won me some games as well. But my favorite card of the whole deck is Blue Eyes Jet Dragon, and he makes it to where only he can be destroyed by opponent's card effects, and if he is in the hand or graveyard, you can, and a card is destroyed, and that's any card, your opponent's or your own, you can bring him out straight onto the field, and when an attack is declared with him, he bounces one of your opponent's cards back to their hand. And it is just my favorite card by far in the deck. But without further ado, let's get into some duels. Alright, this first duel is against Sky Strikers, and it's honestly probably the hardest matchup. But turn 1, I'm going to activate my skill, reveal the Chaos Dragon, add Jet Dragon to my hand, Melody of Awakening Dragon, send the Jet Dragon because it can be activated from the grave, add Blue Eyes and Alternative to your hand, summon out the Kaibaman the Legend, use his effect, reveal the 3 Blue Eyes, summon a Blue Eyes from the deck, activate the skill again, put Majesty of White Dragon straight onto the field, go into my Synchro Blue Eye Spirit Dragon, and then I'm going to set True Light. Honestly, the reason I didn't talk about True Light during the opening, because I never use it. I kind of think I'm going to take it out of the deck as a whole. I think it's new player bait, and it's really works against you more than anything, because if your opponent destroys it, they wipe your board. Alright, so they start, they get rid of the True Light. That's probably the biggest use I've ever had out of it. Bring out the Jet Dragon. They're going to start their Sky Strikers, going to go engage. And then I'm just going to go ahead and pop their field spell. I'm going to summon that out. Now, I'm waiting for them to hit Ray from the grave, so that way I can negate it with Spirit Dragon. I'm going to keep bringing them out. Send one. They're going into their end phase. Spirit Dragon. I'm going to go ahead and pop him away to try to destroy a bunch of back row. And then he's going to go back because of Spirit Dragon's effect. Gonna use Melody of Awakening Dragon, discard that Jet Dragon again, add an alternative, add a Blue Eyes. I'm gonna bring out alternative. Pop the Jet Dragon. Ray's gonna come out. My Jet Dragon's gonna come out. They're gonna get the anchor to their hand. And that was game. So it really has a nice ebb and flow to it where you just get your stuff popped, you pop their stuff, you bring yours out quicker than they can bring theirs out. And it makes the deck very, very consistent. All right, on to the next. All right, this duel is against Rockets and the Borolo Dragon, and honestly, it was one of my favorite duels I had because it was a really nice back and forth. But turn one, Master of Blue Eyes. Gonna reveal, gonna add the Blue Eyes White Dragon to my hand. Melody of Awakening Dragon, gonna add Chaos, gonna add another Blue Eyes. Reveal the Blue Eyes to summon alternative. Set the Majesty. And set the True Light that I, again, never use. Alright, so I'm just sitting here waiting for them to summon 3 monsters to their field so I can destroy them. And then as soon as that happens, I go ahead and pop my Majesty. Reveal 3, because blue alternative now acts as a Blue Eyes White Dragon. Bring out my Jet Dragon because something was destroyed. I'm going to use their skill. Melody of Awakening Dragon. Bring out the Levineer. Honestly, this was a really fun deck to play against. This just felt like a fair duel. Now, there's an FTK deck going around, and it pisses me the fuck off, because I literally lost my rank up match into Legend because of the FTK deck. I was on a 9-win streak with this Blue Eyes deck. I'm at Plat 7, lost the Legend rank up. Really pissed me off. Anyway, so they're gonna board wipe. And it looks like everything is at a loss now, but I have the Trap in the grave, a Blue Eyes in my hand, and the Chaos in my hand. And I don't think they know that, so they're going to attack. I'm going to banish that, and then summon out the Chaos Dragon. And I avoided, and I put it way over there to not have it pointed at. Alright, my turn. Draw. I'm going to Ultimate Fusion, and I'm going to go into the Twin Burst Dragon. They're going to Rapid Trigger to also Fusion Summon, and they're going to go into the Furious Dragon. Pop my effect. He's gonna pop his. I'm gonna deal 3,000 to his face. I really like duels like this though. There's the back and forth. It really just feels like a nice like punching match, and that's what Yu-Gi-Oh! Always was. And they couldn't do anything else. They had nothing else to bring out, so they surrendered. But I love duels like that though. It felt fair. But yeah, I have one more duel to show you. All right, this one is against Eldritch. And I think this duel really showcases what this deck can do. So they're gonna use the skill first off, get the Temple of the Kings, pop that. So this is the Eldritch Sword Soul deck, and is probably the best variant of the Eldritch deck. Gonna activate Shapeshifter, gonna activate the Guardian. Their skill allows them to do this turn 1. Bring out the Sword Soul. Pop 2 back down. Pop 2 back row. Anyway, I'm gonna summon out the alternative. Gonna act like I'm getting rid of that. Okay. Melody of Awakening Dragon, send the Jet Dragon. We're gonna pop the 2. Bring the Blue Eyes, bring the Chaos. They're gonna destroy. I'm gonna bring out the Jet. We activate the skill again. Set the Majesty. Pop the Majesty. Reveal my 3. Destroy those. Kaiban the Legend. Gonna go into the Blue Eyes. Yeah, I'm not really sure why I summoned it from my hand. I should have summoned the one from the deck, but... Okay, going into Spirit. There's 2,500 to the face. Gonna banish the trap, bring out Chaos Dragon. And turn 2, game over. That was an OTK. And this deck has a lot of potential for a lot of OTKs. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this deck list, please subscribe and leave a comment down below what deck I should do next. Thanks!